In the last video, we taught our robot what to do when it sees yellow for the first time. But what do we want it to do when it sees yellow again? In this video, we're completing our state machine project by making the robot react differently based on how many times it's encountered a specific color. You'll learn how to program this behavior step by step. Welcome back to Learn as You Explore, your go-to place for mBot2 tutorials. If you are new here, I'm a robotics software engineer who loves helping students learn robotics and supporting teachers who teach it. In part 1 of this tutorial, we introduced state machines and implemented the first state, searching for yellow. If you haven't watched that yet, I highly recommend checking it out. The link is in the description. In this video, we're continuing our program by implementing the next two states, searching for blue and searching for yellow too. Let's complete this loop and get your robot responding intelligently to color changes. If you're excited to grab the mBot2 or any accessories, check out the links in the description. I've added Amazon and mBlock links. If you use the links, I may earn a commission at no extra cost to you. Thanks for supporting the channel. If you're a passionate teacher and want to make teaching robotics with mBot2 easier, check out the educator packs I've put together, linked in the description. It's on my Gumroad page, and you also have a free lesson pack to check out before you make a purchase. Let's do a quick recap of the states we defined in part 1 of this project. We have 3 states. The first state is searching for yellow. The robot starts off in this state and continues doing line following until it reaches the completion condition, which is when it detects yellow. Once the completion condition is reached, the robot performs the one-time action of stopping and waiting for 1 second, after which it transitions to the next state, searching for blue. In the searching for blue state, the robot continues line following until blue is detected. At this point, the robot stops and waits for 1 second and then turns around 180 degrees. After this, we transition to the next state, searching for yellow too. In this state, once again, the repeating action is line following, and the robot does this until it detects yellow for a second time. When it does hit this completion condition, the robot stops and waits for 1 second and then turns right 90 degrees. After that, we break out of the loop, stop the robot, and end the program. By using this state machine framework, repeat, detect, act, and transition, we can make our robot behave in more complex, but in a way that's easy to understand. Let's go to mBlock now and complete this program. In mBlock, open the program from our state machine intro video. We will follow a similar pattern to implement the remaining 2 states. Let's add an if-then-else block within the else part of the first if-then-else block. Here, we want to check if the state is searching for blue this time instead of searching for yellow. We can duplicate this block, insert it into our if condition, and change the searching for yellow to be searching for blue instead. Within this state, we want to add a repeating action, which is do line follow. Go to my blocks and use the do line follow block here. Then we'll add our completion condition. Let's get an if block and insert it below the do line follow repeating action. The completion condition we want here is detecting blue. And similar to the completion condition for detecting yellow, we can duplicate this and use this as the condition, only we'll change yellow to be blue here. Once the completion condition is reached, we'll perform the one-time actions. For our one-time actions, we want to stop and wait for 1 second, and then turn 180 degrees. So first, let's do the stop by using the stop encoder motor all block from the mBot2 chassis category. To wait for 1 second, go to the control category and use the wait 1 second block. Since we also want to do the 180 degree turn here, we'll go to the mBot2 chassis category and use the turn left until done block. Instead of 90 degrees, we want to turn 180 degrees. Finally, we'll transition to the next state by using the set state block. We can duplicate this one and insert it here. This time, instead of searching for blue, we want to transition to the searching for yellow too state. Let's move this program a bit so we have more space. Finally, for the last state definition, we'll use just an if block. We don't need an if-then-else block here, since this is the last state. We'll set the condition to state equals searching for yellow 2 by duplicating the block here and changing the value to yellow 2 instead of blue. The repeating action in this state is once again do line follow. So we can grab that block here. For the completion condition, we'll use an if block from the control category. Drag that. And for the condition itself, this time we need to detect yellow. We've already done that in the searching for yellow state. So we can duplicate this block and bring it into the if condition here. The one-time action is to first stop the motors and wait for 1 second. And finally, we want to do a turn right 90 degrees. Let's stop the motors by using the stop encoder motor all block. Let's wait for 1 second by going to the control category and using the wait 1 second block. And now we want to turn right 90 degrees. Let's pick the turn left until done block and we can change left to right. Finally, we want to transition to the next state now. Since this is the last state and we want the robot to simply stop and end the program here, we'll use a break block which will get us out of the loop and we will end the program. The break block can be found in the control category right here. Drag that right after the turns right 90 degree block. So the break here will get us outside of the loop that we're running, which is this repeat until loop. So we will end up breaking out of the loop, coming here, stopping the encoder motors and ending the program. And that's it. You now have a complete 3-state program using a real state machine structure. Save your program so you don't lose your work. We are now ready to upload and test the program on the robot. Make sure that your mBot2 is connected to your computer via the USB cable. Select Connect, check the COM port, and say Connect again. Click Upload Code and wait for the program to be uploaded. Alright, it's time to test it out on the robot now. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider giving the video a thumbs up by clicking the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. It really helps keep the channel going. Start the robot. It follows the line until it detects yellow for the first time. That's our first state. It waits for 1 second and then proceeds until it detects blue. That's our second state. It waits for 1 second, turns 180 degrees, and then continues line following until it detects yellow again. That's our third state. It waits for 1 second, turns 90 degrees to the right, and then stops and ends the program. You just programmed a 3-state state machine that reacts differently to the same color depending on how many times it has seen that color. That's a big deal. Once you understand this pattern, you can build even more complex behaviors by simply stacking up more states. Hope you had fun with this project. Here are some of my other videos that you may find helpful. Happy programming, and I'll see you in the next one.